Hey guys, gals, good morning. 40 Grit here, 40 Grit Guitars, 40 Grit Studio, 40 Grit Garage. Hey, so went over to Zim's Guitars the other day for the Larry Mitchell clinic. Fantastic clinic. Bunch of people were there. Phil McKnight was there from Know Your Gear. Got to rub elbows with him for the first time. Nice guy, great podcast. He's got a lot of good information to go through on that. Well, me and Dane shot a short just goofing around, and I pulled this Baretta off the wall just to show the power of the internet. About 15 minutes later, my buddy called me and said, "Hey, is that Baretta for sale?" And I said, "It is." So Dane made up a deal on it, and I brought it home, and we're going to set it up today. He's got my buddy's very specific with regards to what he likes on his guitar. It's very similar to what I like, but we're going to tear this one apart. We're going to gut it today, go through, put some upgrades on it, and then we'll go from there. This is the Kramer Baretta reissue in banana yellow. All right, well, hey, let's get rolling on this Kramer Baretta. I'll go ahead and tear this apart. I'm going to gut this one pretty good. I've already done a couple things just to speed up the process here. I haven't really gone through a setup with you guys yet, so I don't know exactly how long this is going to be. So I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can, and I'll just highlight the important areas. Okay. So with all my videos, I have you guys start at the headstock first, or I personally start at the headstock first. So what I'll do is these are the old strings. I'll go ahead and take a look at where the nut's sitting right now because I want to start hogging on it. I want to do it with the old strings. The reason why I want to do it for the old strings is my process is I'll block this bridge and I'll remove the string tree. Let's use my thicker one here. I'll use my string tree. I'll remove the string tree. I'll grab a Sharpie pen and run this down, lift that up a little bit. And then what that does is that gives me access to the nut. I can pull this nut off, and then I usually have a flat, I've got a flat starret ruler here, very sturdy, it doesn't give. So that gives me a flat surface. I'll remove the nut, and then I'll sand my nut shelf. And then I have glass slides here to clean up the shelf on the inside so there's nothing that's going to restrict the nut from pushing all the way forward to the fretboard once I'm done sanding the nut surface. The nut on this looks really good, so I'm not going to be doing any sanding on the nut. I'm not even going to take the screws out. It's seated and it's good, so I'm going to leave everything as is. I'm going to remove these strings right now, and then we'll restring it here real quick. Okay, strings have been removed. Like I said, the nut looks fine. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these tuners up while the strings are off. Let me tighten these up real quick. Everything looks good there. That's the thing about Phoenix. There's a lot of shrinkage in guitars out here, so usually I always go over these real quick. That looks good. Okay, so I'm good on the headstock. The tuners are tightened. I got the truss rod cover removed right now, and the nut is good. So I pulled the pickup out as I suspected. It's a JB SH4. So I'll go ahead and put this back in, and then we'll continue moving forward here real quick. So pretty straightforward on these Barettas. These come with a push-pull to split the coil on these, and then it's got the barrel jack. So I really won't be doing much in here. We're gonna pull the push-pull out, and we're going to put a Bourne's low friction in this. So other than that, this should be pretty quick, and then we'll get to the setup specifications on it. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do a Bourne's low friction on this. You should always check your pot. Just touch the outside perimeter of your lugs on the pot. This is a 500K pot. Verify you got a 500K pot, and then we'll move forward, start getting your solder and stuff going. All right, I got my ground done. I got both my posts here tinned, so I am ready to go. Just have you put some eyes on it. I mean, everything's tinned, everything's ready to go. So I'm going to get this pot put in, get it rewired, and then we'll go move forward with strings. Getting her set back up again. All right, so the hole on this is a little short. That's why it's always good to have a reamer around. I'm going to go ahead and ream this out. So the way that works is you're just going to open this hole up a little bit, and so your pot will go through. So that'll give you an idea. It's nice to have a reamer around so you're not messing up finishes or anything like that. So try to work through the back as much as you can. and then come out to the front. And then, after you do this for a while, you'll have an idea of how far you got to go. But now my pot's going to fit in there really good. So you can see now she's pushing right through. So I'm going to continue getting this prepped for wiring, and then I'll jump back in here in a second, and I'll show you the wiring job. Okay, so I've got everything trimmed back. I got all everything put together as it needs to be. I'm going to go ahead and tin this stuff real quick, and then we will continue moving forward. Best to cover up if you're going to be doing any soldering. You don't want any solder splatter or anything on your paint, because it'll bubble it and it'll look like crap. So I'm going to go ahead and tin these real quick, and then we'll continue moving forward. Okay, everything's tinned, and as you can see, string tube's always a good idea, to cover up your ground so there's nothing touching anything once you get it in there, and it's you do it all nice and clean. Fortunately, I was you saw the before, and you'll see the after on this one, because all the videos I've done so far, all those guitars have been done. So this will be the first one that I do. So the editing might be a little messed up on this one, but you'll get the idea. Let's go ahead and wire this one in. Okay, so she's wired in. Everything's clean. Solder joints look really good. Everything is clean and nice and where it should be. So there is a look at the finished product inside your control cavity. Okay, back plates installed. I did have to scrape that a little bit. There's a little bit of warpage on this for some reason, but I scraped it and got it to fit back in good. Again, shrinkage out here is really bad in Phoenix, so one of the things you got to deal with. I put the low friction in, and with the keeping with Edward, we put the plastic tone knob. Now she looks like a Baretta. Today's string choice is going to be 8 to 38. My buddy likes 8, so let's get her strung up here. Let's see what we got doing with regards to setup, neck adjustment, and we should be able to finish this up. I'm also going to block the bridge on this. He wants the bridge blocked, so I'll go through that with you as well. All right, so I'll go through a couple of these with regards to getting it strung up here. Just the essence of saving time. I'm not sure how long this video is going to run, so I'm trying to keep it as short as I can so I can keep your attention. But I'll get this one string up here real quick, and then we'll continue moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to tune this to pitch here real quick, and then we're going to check neck relief. And I already checked the nut with the old strings. I like doing that with old strings in case I have to hog on that nut shelf, that I'm using the old strings instead of the new strings. So let's check out this neck here real quick and see where we're at. The action's super high right now, which means the bridge is going to come down, which means that it's going to be sitting really nice on this guitar. I can take a tweak on this real quick. Pull out your neck adjustment there, and tune her to pitch. Checker. That looks good. I've got a nut. I've got a relief gauge here too that I like to double check. See where I'm at. It'll also tell you if there's any inconsistencies on the neck. Like, you'll be able to see. That's perfect. And check up front. It should be flatter up here. Put a little relief in the neck down there. That's sitting really good right now. So I like the way that neck looks. We're tuned to pitch. He's going to go flat on this, a la Van Halen. Okay, then I'm going to... So strings are changed. Nuts good. Relief. Check your... he's going to want this low. So I'm probably going to set this at 3/64. See where we're at here. This Floyd's going to be sitting really good when it gets done. Okay, I'm at 3 there. I'm way high on the bass side. So let's bring this down. Have to level that bridge out a little bit here, get an idea what it's doing. Okay, we're good there. I'm going to go ahead and start working on the block. So I'll show you guys how I block the bridge on these. So everything's good up here. Action's good here. I can check the I can check the pickup here real quick too. So JB on this, that's a little low. So let's torque this up a little bit. I'll probably put this one at 5/64 to start, and then go in there and plug it in and check it out. So I apologize for the silence and everything. So this is the first one I've done, so I'm not really used to having a camera on me while I'm doing this, so I'm not talking very much. But this one's going to be sitting really good, and this is going to be set up really nice once we get it done here. So. All right, I'm good with that. I'm going to start working on the block. Let's get the block put in. I'll show you guys how I block the bridge. He wanted a detuner on it too. This is functioning really good. I'm not going to make any modifications to the block or anything. This is functioning very well. The only thing I got to do is block this bridge, and then he'll be fully functional. And it's sitting really good. I did put the noiseless black springs in it, and we're just about done on this one. So let me get the block ready. I'll go through that with you real quick. Okay, so what I'm focusing on here is this area between the body and the top of the block. I'm going to be putting a hardwood block here. I've got some alder in my hand. I'm just going to cut a piece of alder out right here and then fit it in there to where there's no backward travel on the bridge, to where the detuner is going to function correctly. So I'm going to get on the bandsaw and the sander, and then get this down to close, and then I'll show you how to fit it. Sometimes you'll get a stroke of luck. I just got over on the bandsaw and sander, and this one's looking really good. I don't think I'm gonna have to do anything else. It's sitting as it should on the bridge. It's sitting level on the bridge, and I'm liking the way that's looking. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this glued in. I use a thick super glue. Put a couple drops on there, because if the guitar ever gets resold or anything, you can just pop it out. It comes out really quick, but it's nice to have that bridge blocked, especially if you have a detuner on it, or if you're used to no backward travel. So let me get this glued in, and then we'll finish the setup on it. Okay, block is in. Once I get the block in, I take a Sharpie pen and black it out, so you really can't see it unless you're looking for it. Again, that'll pop right out if you go to sell it, and the person that is purchasing it wants it floating or whatever. The bridge is sitting really good. Just to give you an idea of how it's sitting, you can take a look and see it's off the body, protecting the paint just a little bit off the body. Detuner set up. I'm going to finish the setup process here, and then we'll finish this one up. So I previously went through intonation on a previous video, so check out, I forgot which guitar it was, but I think it may have been one of the Kramer Barettas. Check out your, if you're interested in the intonation process, I went through it prior to. Pickups wired in, I went through all my measurements, everything's good. Everything's adjusted. Let's go ahead and make sure I wired everything correctly, and then be able to finish this one up. Very these are 8-gauge strings, so super loose. Sounds good to me. Let's measure the pickup and see where that's at. All right, so it's going to be really interesting when I go to watch this video to see how the editing is. I'm probably going to really have to edit this one, because, again, this is the first one I've done with regards to a setup, pulling it apart and kind of gutting it. So my apologies. They will get better. Let's check the so 16.2, definitely within spec for the JB, and everything looks really good. Low friction on there, and my buddy's going to be super happy. Let me screw the spring cover back on, and then we're gonna go back in and take her into. Or actually, let's put it on the scale. All right, the Kramer Baretta Banana Edition is coming in at about 8.9 14, 8.14. It doesn't feel that heavy. So still a comfortable guitar, solid guitar. I'm not going to plug this one in today because I'm very concerned about what the length of this video is. I haven't taken a look at with regards to any editing yet. This is my first one going through the guitar, tearing it apart, going through rewiring, and going over some other stuff. So not really sure if it's good or if it's bad. Either way, I'm not going to fix it. I got some stuff going on today here. So hopefully you enjoy the video. Hopefully you got something out of it. If not, hopefully on the next one. And I really super appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all the subs. I appreciate all the comments. I've gotten some great comments and I've gotten some great questions. So please keep that stuff coming. I have no problem. I answer pretty quick because, as I said before, I have absolutely nothing going on right now except for today. I got some stuff going on. So anyways, I'll be posting some shorts later on in the afternoon, but I wanted to get this one done as quick as possible this morning. We had an early reveille this morning, or I had an early reveille to get out there in the garage and get this done because of the heat. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.